Hey guys, and welcome to part 4 of my build series of the AOS 5.5 My Perfect Freestyle build. Is everything really coming together as perfect as I was hoping for? Or does it smoke up in the end? Does it hover? Does it fly? Well, let's dive right in after the intro. Hey guys, it's Matt and welcome back to the channel. So we are fiddling everything together and making a rough fit test if the frame can really accommodate everything like we are planning, and it kind of does. For the flight controller we are choosing the JBF7 and somehow the pins were a bit messed up and I had to solder the ESCs directly to the flight controller. So we can see here on the right, the 3 right pins are somehow bent, and that is what we then had to do. Thankfully, the flight controller provides the soldering pads right next to the plug, and that is very helpful here. Here I'm soldering up the power leads to the ESCs, and for that I was choosing the Goku 546S. It is a 50 amp ESC BL-Heli32 and quite robust for this build. Also, alternatively, I was going for an Acon AK32 55 amp. However, that is still in the mail and didn't arrive yet. So I decided to go just with the Goku because I didn't want to delay the build anymore. And the Acon will go into my next perfect build, which will not be a freestyle build, but another interesting project. So stay tuned for that. The power leads for the battery on the ESC is living on the top, and at the bottom I'm soldering the connectors and the cables leading to the spike absorber, and for that I'm going with the Rush Blade PFB, the power filter board, which is a 3 diode array flanked with 2 capacitors, really covering all edge cases and promising to slice off all spikes which could occur, damaging your electronics so that you're protected. Alternatively, I was looking at the FATEX spike absorber. However, that is really nowhere in stock right now and not available, and will maybe be on one of my next builds. This little piece here weighs close to nothing, and it is an interference shield by Diaton Mumber. It is really recommended to use that in case you are worried about interferences between the ESCs and the flight controller. Any electrical noise from the ESCs can impact the performance of the flight controller, and putting this shield between the ESCs and the flight controller can really remove headaches later in the process. Chris Rossa did it in his video and I thought it's a great idea, so I'm putting it on all my builds from now going forward. Maybe also something which can help you in your next build and what you might like to consider. the AOS 5.5 can easily carry a few grams more, and therefore I'm going with the full-size AIR unit. I want to have the capability to record 1080p footage right on the quad. To me, the quality from the AIR unit is significantly better than just recording in the goggles. And that is why I think some flights are okay to just do without GoPro and still having usable footage from the AIR unit. And that is a very big advantage to me using the AIR unit, especially when going for a 5.5-inch build. We will not use the stock antennas from DJI for this build. I will test some different antennas, and those I will strap with zip ties to the two rear standoffs on the right and left of the AOS. This is the new camera from Cadex for the AIR unit, and it seems to be a good camera according to some first feedback from people who flew that camera. However, it is not as good as the original DJI camera. It might be the Nebula Pro. And since I still have some older DJI cameras laying around, I might swap it out against one of those after the first flight. But I will see and test it, how good the quality really is, and then I will make my decision after the main flight. Let's tidy up the last spaghettis hanging around here and take care of the last two engines to solder them to the ESC. Slowly the AOS 5.5 build takes shape. In the rear, the AIR unit really snugly fits behind the board of the flight controller and the ESC. And in front we have the Crossfire diversity receiver with two antennas right stacked and on top of the Rush spike absorber. Besides that, it's just the camera then in front of that, and everything is really coming together very well. Just the cable from the camera is a little bit too short, so there might be the camera housing on the right and left side a bit in frame, and according to how disturbing that is in flight, I might need a longer cable for the camera. But again, that also I will decide after the first flight, depending on if I want and can live with the situation. So let's plug everything in and see if it works with the smoke stopper, because in case there would have been magic smoke, we do not want to see the magic smoke, and therefore I really think it is just reasonable at a build with so many soldering points where many things can go wrong to use a smoke stopper, just in case, to be on the safe side. So everything looks good, no indication that there's any problem with this build. Let's do a quick walk around, wrap up, and in the end a sketchy little hover in the living room scaring the TV set. Just a little bit. At the back we have two new antennas where we replaced the original DJI antennas with. I heard good things about those and hope to get good video link quality. They are strapped to the standoffs at the back of the AOS on the right and left side with zip ties. They cannot reach into the propellers, and it is a safe mounting solution. I'm flying Crossfire here with a diversity receiver on this AOS build. One Crossfire antenna is mounted horizontally on the front right arm, and one, a Model T Mini version 2, is mounted next to the camera cage on the left side. It is designed by TBS engineers and improved for range, and according to KababFPV, only available at the website of FPVCYCLE and nowhere else. So if you have interest in that antenna, go to that website and grab it from there. Regarding GPS and return to home functionality, I chose a BN220 GPS and mount that one on the rear right arm. With that mounting solution on multiple quads, I have very good results. In this case here, I have instantly over 15 satellites, so it is really a good solid mounting solution I can recommend. In addition to the fiber tape, I might just put another zip tie around it. The buzzer I'm using here is a full speed Lucky Box buzzer I also got from the FPVCYCLE website. It is a very nice tiny buzzer which fits on the standoffs, and I zip tie it to that. It is easy accessible and I don't have any problems to kill it when it's beeping at me. I don't need to rip out any cables or need much time to get to it. That is why I favor a mounting solution where I really easily can reach it. So what we are doing now, I do not recommend. Don't do the first test hover in your living room, but I'm doing it here for you guys. So just in case you're wondering, at least when you're trying to hover over your living room table, turn air mode off. That really helps a lot, that the quad is not freaking out because of the ground effect. And you have a better chance not crashing into your TV set or worse. Great, it flies! So the AOS 5.5 freestyle build is mostly complete. I will do a few little tweaks before the maiden flight, which will come up in the next video. Stay tuned for that, subscribe to the channel, like the video, that would really help me out a lot, so that I can produce more content for you guys. And as always, thanks for watching, have a great rest of the day, stay safe and see you the next one.